My name is Kenzie Taylor, and I'm from the Southern Plains Regional Field Office in Austin, Texas. We're going to take some time to discuss Section B of the vegetable chemical use portion of the questionnaire that focuses on specific crop commodities and the acreage. Before we go into further detail, we will provide an outline for what we plan to cover today. We will discuss inclusion and exclusion criteria for vegetable acreage, target crop, and their commodity codes. Information for enumerators and supervisors to include within Section B, and we will review one example on how to fill out the section correctly. We will also review how to fill out California's version of the Vegetable Chem Survey Questionnaire, Section B. There are slightly different questions that are asked in this version. More on this when we review California's questionnaire version. So, the inclusion criteria includes target crops only. All acreage of target crops for processing or fresh market, all acreage equal to or greater than 1/10 of an acre, all bearing acreage of target crops for roadside stands, farmers markets, or U-pick sales, crops planted in the fall of 2023 if they were part of the 2024 crop, and double cropping. However, we also wanted to communicate the exclusion criteria that would be more important for the respondent to know so they don't accidentally include certain information within Section B, such as all crops grown in another state, all crops grown in greenhouses, hothouses, and home gardens, plantings of crops not intended for harvest in 2024, new plantings and other plantings which are not yet bearing, such as asparagus. Other important exclusion criteria to know includes all vegetables grown for commercial transplanting, all mushrooms, potatoes, dry beans, sweet potatoes, all vegetable acreage grown for seed only, all vegetable acres grown for by institutional experiment research in university farms, and non-target vegetables. Here are some target crop and crop commodity codes for Florida, Minnesota, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Texas. Here are some target crop and crop commodity codes for Georgia, Illinois, New York, North Carolina, Washington, and Wisconsin. Here are some target crop and crop commodity codes for Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, and Oregon. Moving on to page 6, this question is really asking about which target vegetables were included as part of the planted acres during the 2024 crop year. Please do not include any vegetables planted for the 2025 crop year. There are 15 line entries available to enter in the crop name information. The appropriate crop code from the previous slides, the number of acres planted for harvest in the 2024 crop year, and if there were any herbicides, insecticides, fungicide type pesticides applied to the crop. If specific additional details needs to be added, there's a notes section at the bottom of the page to place more details and to provide further explanation. Here's an example. In 2024, a farmer from Wisconsin grew and harvested cabbage, cucumbers, and sweet corn on the 200-acre property during 2024. There were 30 acres of cabbage, 35 acres of cucumbers, and 45 acres of sweet corn planted for harvest during the past year. There were no pesticides applied for cabbage and sweet corn. However, pesticides were applied for cucumbers. How would you fill out Section B of this questionnaire? Based on the crops, the respective state, this is how you fill out Section B of the questionnaire. Crop name, crop code, number of acres that were planted for harvest in the 2024 crop year. There were 20 acres of cabbage, 35 acres of cucumber, and 45 acres of sweet corn planted for harvest during this past year. Now, we will discuss California's version of Section B within the Vegetable Chem Use Survey Questionnaire. Shown below is a table of the California crop codes that we will use to fill out the questionnaire on the next slide. Please have the enumerators and supervisors utilize the California crop codes as shown above. The crop codes are the same as the other states or regions. There are slight differences between the other versions of Section B when comparing with the California version of the Vegetable Chem Survey questionnaire. The other versions of the questionnaire ask the first 4 columns of questions. However, the California version asks about the questions in column number 5 and number 6, which involves asking which date they completed the harvest for the 2023 and 2024 crop years. The 2-digit month, day, and year would be entered in both column 5 and 6 respectively. In the case that is required, the Cal EPA site location number would be needed. The data collected for each operation in the survey will be matched with pesticide use reports, which must be filled with the County Agricultural Commissioner and the California Environmental Protection Agency, Cal EPA, Department of Pesticides Regulations, DPR, and Cal EPA ID, pesticide permit number, which is needed to make that match. Record the ID under which the operation makes pesticide use reports to the County Agricultural Commission for the total acres reported in Section A, Item 2. The ID may contain both letters and numbers. Be very careful when recording this ID. When the Cal EPA ID is used to report for other operations, record Cal EPA site location, their field identification number, on page 7 for all crops listed in column 1 of the vegetable acreage table on page 6. The Cal EPA site location is also required when reporting lettuce types, since Cal EPA does not break out head and other lettuce types. Now, let's look at another example. In 2024, a California farmer grew and harvested watermelon, cantaloupes, and honeydew on their 200-acre property during 2024. There were 60 acres of watermelon, 69 acres of cantaloupe, and 71 acres of honeydew planted for harvest during this past year. There were no pesticides applied for watermelon and cantaloupes. However, pesticides were applied for the honeydew. The 2023 completed harvest was 8/16/2023, and the 2024 completed harvest was 7/29/2024. So how would you fill out Section B of this questionnaire? In 2024, a California farmer grew and harvested watermelons, cantaloupes, and honeydew on the 200-acre property during 2024. There were 60 acres of watermelon, 69 acres of cantaloupe, and 71 acres of honeydew planted for harvest during this past year. There were no pesticides applied for watermelon and cantaloupes. However, pesticides were applied for the honeydew. The 2023 completed harvest was 8/16/2023. The 2024 completed harvest was 7/29/2024. That's all I wanted to cover. Don't forget about your interviewer's manual if you need clarification on something. Your supervisor is also a great resource of wisdom and experience to tap into for examples in trouble areas. They have done this before and can help you become more comfortable with the parts you're not confident in. The more familiar you are before you start calling, the easier and faster the interview will go. Just a reminder, notes are your best friend, so never think we don't appreciate them or don't look at them. I really appreciate all your hard work. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lot of success with this coming survey season.